Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Bourne here, Overtime Athletes. Another video for you guys on progressions. Drop a comment below if you want me to go on a particular movement and how I progress it throughout an off season for athletes. I recently went over rows. This one is more of a vertical press, or you could say it's in between a horizontal and vertical press of a movement that I absolutely love working with athletes. You know, just figured I went with a pull, now I'll go with a press. That's going to be the landmine press, okay? And how I progress it throughout an off season to continuously have that athlete adapt and increase their performance. If we continuously advance the movement, we can then have them adapt to a greater stress, all while getting stronger in that particular movement. Really, my mindset is, as you guys know, I mean, I can have one athlete stay on one exercise the entire off season, but if they're kind of a clean slate, we don't have any problems, and they have a pretty good, decent base of strength, I want to progress them from, you know, isolating that movement all the way up to, and elevating it, all the way up to creating some kind of dynamic motion. So the same thing goes here in regards to the landmine. So I want to reduce the ability of our body to perform the movement. What I mean by that is I don't want to use any torso or lower half. I want to use just the pressing motion. Then I want to increase that to being on our feet and being able to utilize a little bit of lower body to all the way integrating it with the trunk. And that's really what a lot of these movements are based off of. So the first one that we'll do in the beginning of off season is simply a half kneeling. I'll get down to one knee. From this position, what I want to do is the arm that's pressing, I want to essentially have that knee down. From here in my torso, I want to be tall with my shoulder blades back. My elbow here from this position is directly vertical with the ground, or you could say perpendicular. A lot of guys like to throw that elbow out. I want to keep it right here from my wrist all the way down to my elbow in line. Now from this position, I don't want to see any play in the trunk. Anything rotational, I want to try to eliminate. I want to keep this locked. And from here, what I want to do is I want to drive the weight directly overhead. Control it on the way down, drive it straight up. Control, drive, just like that. If I want to progress the half kneeling, I can have a simple dip, boom, and then drive. So now they're utilizing a little bit of that torso for them to be able to generate power and energy to be able to drive that bar overhead. The next progression is to on our feet. Now from this position, I can go a straight bilateral stance where both my feet and toes are on the same line. Or what I like to do is a little bit more stagger stance. I don't like to go a deep stagger stance, but from here what I like to see is basically this back toe of the arm I'm pressing with is in line with that back heel, and I'm not a foot apart. So if you can see my stance right there, I want to be tight. I don't want to be wide. I don't want to be long. I just want to be tight in here inside this base. From this position, it's the same thing I did. And now that we're on the feet, you can't see it, but we're generating from the lower body into this. Again, now I can make this a little bit more dynamic as the last progression, where I simply go from here, rotate down, dip down, utilize the stretch shortening or stretch reflex components, bang, to be able to explode it up. And then finally, the last progression is being able to actually use the legs, where I dip and drive. And I can do that with this, bang. Now I use, obviously, full integration of the lower body, the torso, and then pressing it as well. So again, from base level all the way up to the final progression of that movement. Let me know if that helps. I'll catch you guys next time.